when you're adrenal, you're a bit more scatty. You might be more powerful, you might be faster, you might be more confident, but it's way easier to make mistakes and miss out things like a little bit of dust or a little bit of gravel or a dodgy overhang that might break off or something. Can kind of it wipes out a lot of things that you might not sort of think of.
It's weird. Like adrenaline is almost like being drunk in a sense, like a little bit drunk in a sense, isn't it? Because it's like completely gets rid of any sense of judgment at all, and you just think you're Superman, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And it is all survival. It is all just primal, chemical reactions to keep us alive back when we were cavemen and shit. And we've still got that now. We haven't evolved out of that stuff. Just now we aren't being hunted by animals and things like that. And that's why I think people end up in extreme sports and things, because it sort of fills that little hole of sort of I don't know, risk, danger, adrenaline management, all of that. And it's satisfying to learn how to deal with it and to sort of train it. It is very satisfying to move into that territory when you start to work with when you start to play with how your mind works and what sort of scares it and what doesn't, and overcoming that stuff is way more satisfying than breaking your standing jump personal best or undergoing a physically hard challenge. When you overcome those mental ones, it's just another level of satisfaction. You just feel like you've sort of, I don't know, it's like an edge toward the superhero you always want to be. It's sort of like, it's kind of like that.
Do you have a specific like technique or process that you use to calm yourself down in those moments? Is there like meditation going on, or is it literally just sitting there and going like, right, just...
Yeah, I've got to, more recently, the last few years, I've definitely got to a point where I don't necessarily like go through a routine, but like I can recognize there's a few different routines that are always up for on the table. How do I describe this? There's always a few ways in which you can build up to a challenge, and like depending on the day, you might have to work a bit more on the mental side of it, or you might have to work a bit more on the physical side of it. So it totally varies challenge to challenge how you build up to it. If it's safe, you can kind of hit a middle zone, just land on the floor in between, or hit the wall that you want to land on and bounce off and whatever. And then when it comes to like the stuff up high where you don't have those options and you have to hit it first time, then it really is just like, okay, am I feeling good? How's this day of training gone so far? Like, and for me, I'm going solely off 10, 15 years of doing that similar kind of jump 1,000 times. And that all slowly sinks in, and you can use all that data that is in your kind of subconscious to work out if it's worth going for, what's going to happen if I actually run my absolute hardest at this.